President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
On November 22, 1963, eyes glued to their television sets, millions of Americans find out their president has died. The assassination of John Kennedy leaves the nation in a state of shock. Over the next few days, events unfold swiftly, and only television is able to inform the public in real time. Bob Huffaker was a reporter for CBS. He says this was a turning point in the media industry.
We were beginning to realize that television news was never going to be the same again. That now that we had begun to cover news from the spot, we would never go back again.
For the first time in US history, 3 television channels, CBS, ABC and NBC, broadcast live for over 72 hours. 3 days after the attack, the suspected killer Lee Harvey Oswald was gunned down by nightclub owner Jack Ruby, in full view of television cameras.
And then the third shot, boom!
It was the first live murder in history.
Reverberating shots. By 6 o'clock that night, 97% of the TV sets owned in the United States were on and stayed on. And people were glued to the coverage. The newspapers were doing what they could do, but things were happening so fast that it was a radio and television reporting event.
Newspapers struggled to keep up the pace set by television, but the world was already adapting to the constraints of broadcast journalism.
Suddenly, and I saw this happen within days of the assassination, people were holding press conferences, and they were holding up till the TV cameras all got set up.
And for these retirees, television sets were fast becoming an essential component of their household.
In front of the television, with a funeral, with the little boy doing his salute for his daddy, for Kennedy's son.
In the space of a weekend, television became the main source of information for many Americans, and it was to remain so for the next 40 years, until the advent of social media. But for many Americans, the memory of this fateful day will always be linked to their TV screens.